Okay, so my full name is Ifeoluwa Daniel Ololade, but people call me Daniel for short. I come from a family of four. I'm the eldest in my family. Um, I'm a immigrant, so I immigrated here about 4 or 5 years, like 4 or 5 years ago. I think it's gonna be 5 years from now. So I lived in South Africa for majorly most of my life, where I went to like a close to a private schoolish where I schooled there, and I had lots of family and friends there. Then afterwards, around like close to like 2020 ish, like COVID period, I immigrated to the United States because my parents got like a big opportunity in California. So it was a big like transition because I was excited but also nervous because it's a big shift because I haven't really been out of the country as much. So once I finally reached um, San Diego and got the opportunity to like see like what California is like, it was like a good like it was a good experience at first, like a honeymoon phase. Then a lot of like harsh reality start hitting in, like maybe like the cultural exchange and also the high school in terms of like the change because some people have had like maybe they were like stereotypes like you're coming from Africa. So it was a lot to adjust with, especially because I wasn't familiar with the stereotypes that were like faced outside of where I was from because I was very like I was in a place where like it would probably I'll probably see like that type of stereotype on social media or in places where I wouldn't expect to see them. So once I finally experienced them, it was kind of like a awakening to like tell me like what like other people are actually going through. And I went to a high school in close to UTC called University City High, which was a pretty good school. It was a PWI, so like mostly um it was mostly predominantly white, which I wasn't really like phased about because the school I came from in South Africa was also like a private school which was also predominantly white. So I was pretty like open minded and like just like very adaptive to like different types of people. It's just that maybe like the US came with its own like type of unique experience in terms of people trying to get to know you and people trying to make assumptions of you. And I just needed to push like through it. It was really like a tough transition time because I was just hoping to like meet people and establish like strong relationships with people, but it was hard to like establish those relationships, and it really like put me in like a shell of being more introverted in a way. So I just pushed through, like remembered like the sacrifices that put me to be here, and like took like many like AP courses, made sure I got the good grades, played sports like basketball, soccer, track and field. Then senior year came along, and then it was like college time because like education is pretty important, and I applied to many schools, and I wasn't really sure I would get into like a very top school because like there were just like some expectations I was having at that time, and San Diego State had like a very like I think like a low acceptance rate, so I wasn't really sure if I was gonna make it into the school, and then when I did, it was a pretty exciting opportunity because knowing where I came from and then like where I am right now, it was like pretty like it was a proud moment for me to like just look back and say that nothing is really like impossible. So till then I've been just trying to like push beyond my comfort zone, take on leadership positions, which I've taken on like three leadership positions right now. I've also like made lots of new friends in terms of going to clubs, being like the Black Resource Center, and just trying to get to know people beyond my usual environments that I'm familiar with. So yeah. A challenge that I've overcame is actually a personal one, which is my confidence in myself because um, like I just um, always remind myself that the things that I've gone through in my life in the past, even though like I'm like 19 now, but I faced some stuff in terms of bullying and some stuff of where people have looked down on me in like ways that I can't do this, and it kind of affected the way I perceive myself into thinking that yeah I can't do it, and I really like thank like me being in San Diego State as as a blessing because I received mentorship and guidance from people who are like upper like classmen who like put me under their like covering and like taught me like I'm more than what I perceive myself to be, and that like confidence grew into so much more because when I look at myself now as a sophomore compared to how I was in my freshman year, because one thing in my freshman year I was a commuter, and another thing was like I always had that stereotype that I couldn't fit in. So when like my first week of college started, everybody was making friends, everybody was on campus. I was so jealous, like why am I not on campus? And when I like appeared, I felt like an imposter in a way because like no one really understood like what a commuter was like and all of that. And I couldn't, it was tough explaining that to people, which made it tough for me to like make friends. But the mentorship and just the guidance of like people and like just listening to people and just taking in what they said and applying it helped me to grow out my comfort zone and be more confident. And now like that lack of confidence is now much more in a more like stronger way compared to how it was before. I would say family as well. Family really helped a lot because um in terms of my African roots, because I was born in South Africa but I'm like Nigerian because my family, both my parents are Nigerian. So we come from like strong cultural values of keeping maintaining and like strengthening like relationships with people no matter what. So just having that like backbone of them like trying to be supporting me, checking up on me, like that understanding of like that transition like was pretty like helpful in just saying that I got it in a way that I'm more confident to do things that some people tell me that I can't do, but I can do. And just looking at my parents especially, because from where they were to get to all the way to the United States, it inspires me to just tell me that I can do what they can do and much better. So yeah. An accomplishment that I'm really proud of is it's probably going to be a recent event. It's probably going to be a recent instance where I got a position as a community like peer mentor because it marked two like significances for me. One personally because it was a leadership role because I always saw myself as a follower, not like a leader. And when I applied, I thought that maybe I wouldn't get it because probably because when I interviewed, I was more shy or introverted in a way. But like the supervisor saw something in me that I couldn't probably see, and right now just being in the position to like help fellow commuters, like advising them and just like taking them step by step um, about the experiences that I faced and how their experiences could be better than what I faced is pretty like important to me, and also like the professional aspect of it because I've been like searching for opportunities to grow my leadership skills because career wise I want to build up into like probably a more leadership role in future, and like this was like the stepping stone to that.
Can you explain what commuter is?
So a commuter, like people who um live off campus but like from long distances.
I see.
So I live around UTC area, so La Jolla region. So that's like 30 minutes, 30 minutes drive, 1 hour like trolley, and I usually take the trolley. So it's pretty tiring, and not many people know that I take the trolley mostly, and try to like just keep it hidden because I don't like too many like questions and people talking. But um, like a commuter in general, just like being off campus, but also like that distance, which is why like also I took that job initially was also to just like be there for people because I can relate to them. One thing that made it easier was probably the fact that I was a commuter. So I could really use that as like a motivation to get the job because I've experienced what commuters are experiencing, and also because I try to use like my like a very like deep story of like me staying like coming early to campus like around 9 a.m. for classes and leaving around like 10 p.m. or like 11 p.m. just because I wanted to like experience the campus life to be involved and not just have that like um typical commuter life routine of just going to campus and like coming back home. And I think one like challenge, I think, with me getting the attaining this accomplishment was the fear of like being a leader, I guess, because I at first I didn't think I was worth it because probably I thought maybe there are more qualified people, people who are more like confident in showing people to more resources, like paving way to more opportunities because I looked at how my mentor was to me because he showed me like for instance social events on campus, professional opportunities like maybe internships or jobs, which I thought that could I do it, and I kept on doubting myself in a way, and it was kind of like a very like doubtful like thought that I had in terms of should I apply or should I not. So yeah. A goal right now that I'm focused on to achieve is an internship right now, which is it's a pretty broad goal because many people are like wanting an internship, but for me specifically, it's just because um I'm at that point where I just really want to establish like a place, an idea of where I want to go in my career path. So I've already like tried to like get leadership opportunities, connect with people. Like if there's any opportunity like offered, like no matter what, I'm just trying to like be there, and also trying to apply and make use of advices people give me. Is what I'm trying to use to just like get that like opportunity because as a sophomore, I think I learned this from one of the career um, counselors on campus is that it's usually juniors and seniors who are more advantaged to like get that opportunity. But I feel like if I get that type of opportunity as a sophomore, it kind of gives me like that advantage to like um, pave my way into getting a job when I leave college because I look at the job market right now, it's not looking good, but um, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I guess just a like a stronger network because I feel like compared to me in San Diego State, somebody like probably in Harvard or like somebody in like a very strong like alumni base has a bigger advantage compared to me. So if I had like I don't know like a strong professional mentor like an industry person who could like just be like somebody who can look out for me or somebody who can just advise me who's like in the space that or like the career like path that I want to follow, I think that could really be a big boost and just giving me direction to what I can do next. So my long-term educational and career goals. So I'm gonna split it up. So my educational goals are to go to grad school and probably a business school where I can hopefully get my master's in business analytics or an MBA. And my long-term career goals is hopefully to finish grad school and then get a position in as an analyst or a consultant in a very good company, and then from there lead up to be more in a more senior manager role, and then try and also help like people below me and also like help them up in a way. So yeah. So this is a very good question. So I guess for me before I would say how I know if I'm successful in the future is probably if I'm like very rich or like I got all the money and all of that. But I think as I've grown now, I think that money's not all that like people should be thinking about, especially for me now that I've seen it. I think when I know I'm successful is my parents used to tell me is when I'm like greater than them. So it's not just the monetary value, it's also because of the people I've impacted and like also how far I've gone to like inspire other people. So especially people from Africa as well. So if I can reach like a pinnacle point, like maybe cause like some big change, a positive change in California or somewhere else, and it can reach many people, it will really be a point where I'd be like, okay, I've reached this success point because now when people um want to reach where I want to reach, they can use me as a reference point. So I really want to be that type of inspiration to many other people. So yeah. So I guess things that people do assume about me is probably like I'm probably wanting to play sports or I'm going to be like some pro like basketball player, or I'm not really the type of person who's like usually going to be in those type of spaces who wants to get those opportunities and stuff. But that's not the case because I really try to put myself in environments where by not many people expect me to be in, maybe in spaces where like culturally or racially like there's not many people that look like me or like are me in those spaces, but I want to be in those spaces. So just being in like spaces where people aren't going to expect me to be in, but like later on they'll see why I'm in those type of spaces. I guess lastly, this I can just add for this scholarship application is that when I found out about the scholarship application was through like the director of the BRC. So I wasn't really sure because like this was just like out of the blue. So then he was like just like register in. So I just pretty it was an exciting opportunity because a scholarship opportunity, but also the fact that it's an opportunity where I can also like hopefully do something that's pretty new to me, and also it can prove to be very useful for me. So I'm not really familiar with like everything about the scholarship opportunity, but I'm very open about it. So yeah. So thank you so much.